So last night, the Philadelphia 76ers got handled by the New York Knicks and now sit at 2-2. There's a narrative trying to go out already 4 games into an 80-game season that the Sixers need Ben Simmons.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking Sixers in the Bird Gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today, we got to talk about a Ben Simmons update, the fact that the Sixers are 2-2, and the panic button is being hit. There's definitely some things we need, including a point guard. But to come out already talking about Ben Simmons, come save us, I knew that was going to come as soon as I saw the pictures floating around on Twitter. But before we get into it, Sixer Nation, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding the notification bell so you know when we drop these videos and go live. We will be doing the play-by-play tomorrow against the Pistons. And before the game, this narrative was getting pushed all over Twitter. Ben Simmons has never lost to the New York Knicks. Okay, he's been in the league 5 years. For the last 5 years, the New York Knicks have been booty juice. Last year was when they finally started to put it together with their new coach, Tibbs, great defensive mind, a guy who's scrappy, and he shows in it, and it shows in his team. The Knicks got better this year by adding Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. So yes, the Sixers handled the Knicks last year with Ben Simmons, Embiid, and maybe Embiid even missed a game, or maybe Ben Simmons missed a game. I don't know. But in Ben Simmons' career, he never lost to the Knicks, but the Knicks have been nobody until last year. But I'll give him that. Now, before we get into the game, and oh boy, did Joel Embiid just flop, didn't do much. He does look like he's limping around. He looked out of shape. He looked hurt. But 14 points is not what Embiid is supposed to give us. We know that. But why is he only shooting the ball 7 times? Name a superstar in the NBA that lets the ball leave their hand 7 times. 7 times. The whole game. He played 30 minutes and put up 7 shots. I definitely have to figure out why. But let's look at the Ben Simmons update. Last night, if you were watching the game, and sorry I couldn't do the play-by-play, Tuesdays I can't do it no matter what until the playoffs come. But TNT Ali LaForce reported on Tuesday on the TNT telecast that the 3-time All-Star worked out with the team in Camden on Tuesday. So this was her exact quote. I was also told that he has worked out with the work. Let me just start this over. I was also told that he has worked out at the facility in Camden with the team as recent as this morning. Members of the front office, as well as the organization, confirmed with me he's receiving professional help for his mental health through the Players Union. He's also going through regular treatment on his back, which he expressed some concern about last week. The front office told me that they will continue to pay him as long as he's working on mentally and physically getting better. And they said it's not about the money for us. It's about winning a title. We want to win, and he's a really good player. The only way they'll deal him is if the team gets better, and there are not a lot of scenarios where that makes sense right now. So that's not saying we're not shopping him no more. That's not saying he's fully going to come back. But at least he showed up to the facility, and I guess is talking with the guys. Now, I'm not on here to come and say, Ben Simmons, we need you back. No. The Sixers do need something to replace a guy who at one time played at an all-star level. It's not that easy to make the all-star, but that doesn't mean you are going to be a player that puts a team over the top. Joel Embiid is the dominant force on this team. It didn't look like last night. And Ben Simmons has a ways to go. But before the all-star break, look at all the content creators. Even the ones that always had something against Ben Simmons in the sense of, why don't you shoot, bro? They all said if you're aggressive and facilitate and play defense, we're cool. You're playing your role. But last night, we didn't need a facilitator. We needed somebody to score. When Joel Embiid is not shooting the ball, when Joel Embiid can't make the ball, you need another player to step up. And Tobias Harris tried to do that. 10 of 18, 23 points, not enough to help out the missing Embiid. And Simmons would help out on a scoring drought before the All-Star game. He had 20s and 18s and 26s. You saw him go to Utah and drop 42, but that's not consistent. And it's just a general consensus with a lot of people that he just takes his best foot forward some games, and some games he just decides not to. There's rumors that he didn't want to even play in Game 7 because he was that messed up. And who knows how he'll get over the hurdle of Hack-a-Ben, everything that transpired last year. But we'll see. Joel Embiid went out and co-signed for him, whether it's via the organization say it or Joel Embiid felt the heartwarming sentiment that Ben Simmons sent out that had Tobias Harris tweeting and all that stuff. Who knows? But to get to the game, to get to the Knicks game, as y'all know, 112-99, but it looked worse. It felt worse. We kind of rallied in the third quarter, a little in the fourth, but weren't able to stop the Knicks on defense. I mean, Emmanuel quickly pulled Tyrese Maxey out of his shoes, made him fall. I was trying to look for a push, but he made him fall. Try to look for a trip, but he made him fall. Korkmaz was getting worked on the defense. A lot of people were getting worked on the defense. The real bad quarter was the second quarter where we got outscored 16-39. The Knicks could not miss from downtown. Bang, 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 bang. And the Sixers at one time shot 18% from three. We finished with 29%. Would we have been able to use Ben Simmons facilitating? Yeah, if we were making shots. This was a game where we needed the 30-point Ben Simmons, and he don't do that often, I know. We needed a 22-point Ben Simmons and maybe shut down their best player. Stop the perimeter threes because that was raining all over us. But you're going to have games like that. I've seen games with Ben Simmons where Joel Embiid doesn't play good. Like, think about the Toronto Raptor games in the regular season in the past where Embiid only scored 16. Embiid scores 16, Ben Simmons scores 12, and we get blown out. We had the defender, we had the facilitator, and we still get blown out. An NBA season is 82 games. It's long. You can't get judged by one game. The loss to the Brooklyn Nets is the loss of the Brooklyn Nets. We collapse, a la Glenn Rivers. We've seen that in the playoffs. We've seen that a lot since he's been our head coach. And then the Knicks just came out and beat us. We got to bounce back. The Sixers definitely need a third playmaker. They definitely can use a point guard because Maxey's a little bit too young. He's more of a scorer, not a facilitator. And you're like, well, Mike, Ben Simmons was just trying to, you still have to have the threat to score in the half-court set. And in the playoffs, it don't work. Ben might come back and save us throughout the season or help us, not save us. But it doesn't work in the playoffs. And if we're just going to be a second-round team, I mean, yeah, let's have fun. Buy your tickets. Go to the Wells Fargo Center and have fun. But we got to get out of the second round. My thing is this. Ben Simmons, if he's working towards getting back to the Sixers, just at least help his trade value, I don't think the damage can be fully done of what transpired via the Sixers and via Ben Simmons. I think he got to go his own way, but we got to get some type of compensation. Malcolm Brogdon is scoring 28 points per game, having 8 assists. 8 assists, 28, 7 rebounds. I mean, sign me up. But it's gone so far. And now the Sixers are paying him and just waiting for him to get mentally and physically right. I don't know what's going to happen. No team's going to trade for him unless they see him on the court. So we'll see. Maybe he means what he said to the players. I don't know. But I understand. And the Ben Simmons people who watch my videos and always say something negative in the comments, that's not me pleading for him. Because like I said, I've seen games with Ben Simmons where we get beat up like this when Joel Embiid is not in the game. And he wasn't. 14 points, disgusting. 7 shot attempts, disgusting in a sense you got to shoot more. 2 of 7, even worse. Bad performance, but it's the fourth game of an 82-game season. Can use a point guard, can use a playmaker. Ben Simmons one time was both of them, but he hasn't been that for us since before the All-Star break last season. So talking about him as a rebounder, defender, and a facilitator only gets you so far. It might have got us the win last night, but maybe not, because his facilitating only works when we're making 30+% of our threes. We didn't. We shot 29. His facilitating only works when we're making threes. His rebounding only works when he can push it in pace. But the Knicks are a good defensive team. That's what they sold their hats on last year and coming into this season. Just because he's never lost, you got to look at the context too. It also never was this good of a Knicks team. Whether Ben Simmons and them work things out, whether he's playing, still looking to get traded, I'm going to root for the Sixers to win, however they can win. And if it takes Ben Simmons to show that he knows how to shoot free throws, he's not that mentally messed up in the game of basketball. I'm not talking about off the court. I'm not saying he is or not. I'm not trying to get into all that politics of the blah, blah, blah. I'm saying if he's mentally right from what transpired last year on the court, his trade value comes up. Right after the season, we had some offers. Now, it's ghost town. And Daryl Morey wants a difference maker. 28, 8, and 7 is difference to me. With all that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this beatdown. The defense, perimeter defense was trash, but also the Knicks were just throwing them up. We're not going to see 50% shooting at the three every time. Besides the second quarter, we beat them every other quarter. 26-3, 30-28, 27-22. Slipped up. They were raining threes. And our best player looked like our third best player. With all that being said, leave all your thoughts in the comment section. Like I said, the game, Ben Simmons update, and the fact that this narrative, if we don't have Ben Simmons, we're going to be bad. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We out.